Welcome back to my crafty corner. This is Sarah. So what I've got here, we've went ahead, we've got our covers, right? We got our little file folders with the nice mica on there, right? And texture or crackle, really, I guess, the texture crackle. So we've got all this stuff done, right? Got them in our little book. And now we need to go through and we need to mat and color. And I know that's frustrating, so I'll keep a piece of paper there for the time being. All right. So I already cut this piece out and put it on the front. And so here's what I think we're going to do. So I took, it's actually a backdrop. It's this right here, backdrops the Tim Holtz ideology. This is actually last year's collection, so 2021. And so I just went through and I picked out some of the ones that I liked. And so I like this green. Like some of them, they're too big on the back to really use, so I like that. It's pretty. And then a nice plaid. Love the wood grain as well. The stripe. And so yeah. And then I chose this one, which I've already cut down. And it could be an either or, front or back, but I'm choosing this side so that I can add more black throughout the album since our covers are black with that gold. So, all right, so this is what we're gonna do. I think we're gonna add these here. I need to cut another one down for the back. I think we're gonna do the same for all the insides and the back. And I also, I don't know how well you can tell or not, but I used my decal trimmer to just cut this out, and then I just inked around the edges with the ground espresso oxide, right? So we're gonna put these down. Well, I got to thinking, I kind of would like for that to stand out a little bit more, so I think I'm gonna do some red and green, probably red, because I kind of got like a flow going, so we'll kind of mix it up. We'll have like red, green, red, green, red, green, so on and so forth. So we'll probably do 2 red. And I kind of wish I'd have done that on the front here, but that's okay. And we'll probably do that on the back. So, and then once we get those on there, we get that done. I am going to take this die here, and this is from this one. It is 665926. And I don't remember what which one this one is. I know one is, maybe it's collector, because there's one that's called specimen, one that's called postal, and then maybe this one's collector. I don't remember. But it's okay, I will link it. And then of course there's that number there if you want to just look that up. I got mine off Simon Says Stamp. So we're going to use this one. This is the policy, the little policy envelope piece, right? So I'm just going to stick that back in there for time being. Okay. And then we're going to cut this out. So first, I want to do some inking to do some red behind our black pieces there. And so let me get this put back, and we're just going to use, I think we're just, oh, you know, actually, let me see. So like I have all of these like cream colored pieces here that I had cut down for my album that I was previously making that I never finished. But I think we could probably use this. I think that's what we're gonna do, because I already have them cut down. I don't have to dig out anything else. And I have tons, as you can see. Right? So, all right. So we're gonna take, And I may end up having to go through and trim these down just a little bit more, and that's okay. It'll be all right, we can do that. Oh, also, when we trim down our coffee stain papers to put as our little inserts in there, we had some little strips left over, and I went through and I just stamped out some little sentiments on those, and they may be too big for this, but we're gonna see if we can't make it work. See. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. Put that aside for now. Actually, no, we're not. We're gonna measure this. We've got, it's almost 5, so we're gonna say 4 3/4 by 3 1/4. So 4 3/4 by 3 1/4. So 4 3/4 by 3 1/4, right? Let's see, I always have to double check myself. 4 3/4, 3 1/4. Okay, so we're gonna trim those down. CC, baby. Pull the trimmer in here. All right. So what did I say? 4 3/4 by 3 1/4. So this is yeah, that's good. By 4. I'm actually gonna go just a hair shy, because it's not quite 5, or well, 4 3/4. So I'm gonna go to like 4 and yeah, 4 3/4, and I'm gonna just pull it back like a 1/16. Right? I think that's right. I think that's right. Let's see. We'll just double check. Yeah, so we will end up having to trim this one down a little bit. Just slide that out of the way. All right, so I'm gonna keep these as well, because we could do something with these scrap pieces like we did with those stamping or inking and cut out or whatever we want to do. Okay, now what I want to do is I'm going to ink these. I think I'm going to ink 2 red and 1 green. And for that, I need to pull my glass mat back over here, and you will probably see the glare, and I apologize for that with the lights and all that, but I like to work on this top when I'm inking like on the surface. So we will have to go in and retrim these though, because I will want some of that to, you know, shine through, right? So I'm just gonna kind of mark where we will need it to be. So there we've got those. So now let's pull back out our, we're gonna pull back out this decal trimmer. And I'm just gonna put this in here where that line's at. And just kind of, I mean, it's not gonna be exact, but that's okay. Okay, I'm gonna keep these because we can use those for little bits and pieces on there to strip and all that good stuff, right? Yeah. All right, so now we got, yeah, see, with just a little bit of that red around. Oh yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. Okay. So now all we gotta do is attach these down. Okay, so, all right, so we got those attached down, and next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna cut our little, now here's the thing about this though, because that is gonna be super close. Man, that kind of makes me wish I'd have went just a little bit larger. That's okay. It would be all right. We're gonna go through and cut out a few of these little policy envelope type things, and I'll use this craft paper here. Now this is just from Walmart, but this is what I'm gonna use, I think. So, and I'm gonna do, I think, 3. Well, we'll go ahead and cut out 4 because I have, yeah, 2 out of each sheet. So we'll do 4. And let me just, I'm just gonna cut it with my scissors on. These 4 cut out, right? But I want the little, pieces here. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna cut those out as well. Just gonna stick that up for right now, and I think we're gonna cut these out on watercolor cardstock because I just feel like that would be more sturdy. So I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna cut this out 4 times as well. So what I'm gonna do is go ahead and go through and fold these. Okay, so we're finishing, or well, we're not really finishing up on it, but we're working on this little album with the little file folders. And type deals. So I decided to make some of the little policy envelopes. I think I decided this in the last one, and I had went ahead and cut them out, and I don't remember if I got inking them and all of that recorded, but this is the one that I used. Okay, and so I cut 4 out because I could get 4 out of a, or 2 out of a one sheet of 8.5 by 11. So, and then I cut out the little circles here, and I had inked some paper, red and green, and some watercolor papers, just a little like leftover pieces that I had like that. I cut those out. The die actually has 2 together, so you cut out 2 at a time. So I went ahead and ran that through 4 times, so I'd have 2 for each of my little envelopes here. Now I sprayed these with some distress sprays, the oxide sprays. I used Vintage Photo, frayed burlap, and walnut stain, and I think they really turned out cool. And then I just inked that top flap, that way when it's folded it all looks, you know, good, right? And then, so I did 2 already because I wanted to check out, see how this would work. And I just took my string, got my brads here, I'm gonna use some brads. And then to cover up the brad, the little, you know, the little post things, the little prongs, I just stuck a sticker from one of the little sticker packs. This one is from last year, so this is one of last year's, right? So it has all these little stickers, things in the back. Those would have been really cute on there. All right, so that's what I did for these, right? And this string could be too long. You could like shorten it. I don't think that it really needs to have, it's a small envelope. I don't think it needs to have like a forever loop. There we go. And then, oh, when I cut these, after I inked them, I did the glue thing with the foiling, you know, like we've been doing with the foiling. And well, you can see right here like what happened, because when I put that glue on there, it caused that to be wet. And either that or I didn't have them dry enough, but the first one did fine. The other ones, like part of them came off on the thing, but that's okay because I put that glossy accents on there, and you can't really tell that it did anything, right? These I kind of like I got them messed up because I was putting the glossy accents on there and I dropped my bottle. And where did the bottle land? Right on top of them. But I actually kind of like these better because like they have this cool like textured, shiny textured look to them now. So it's kind of cool. But anyway, so I'm gonna go through and like show you how I put these together. And like I said, that's like a long string, and then like on this one, I just used that special delivery. So yeah. All right, so let's go in and let's do that. Okay, so what we're gonna do, I'm gonna set these to the side. Well, knock everything. Okay, my area is so messy. I tried to straighten it up a little bit, but it's already getting messy again. Okay, so I just have some brads. You can use whatever you've got. And so what I did was I folded this over and I placed these like where I wanted them. Now I did not measure. I just kind of lined it up the way I kind of thought I wanted it to be. Took my pencil, marked in the center there, like that. And then I took this little hole punch, and this one is like, doesn't say, I think I got this at Hobby Lobby, I believe it was on sale, you know, I think it's like a 1/16, so it just pokes a little bitty hole, and I just punched it. And then I did the same for that one, and then I folded that back over so that I can make the little spot where it would go through both sides, okay? And like that. Okay, and so then I took, and I'm just using tacky glue. And I'm just gonna run a line of glue along the side here of this. And it doesn't take much because only a small, just a small little edge of that actually, you know, lines up there. Inky fingers. Okay. So, no glue seeping out of that, but just wanna make sure we get it good. I didn't use that much. Okay. And then I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna stick my brad through. Right. Make sure that's kind of, well, give it a second to kind of dry. Actually, we'll go ahead and do this one while that's doing that, because you don't want it to, like, you know, pop open while you're in the middle of that. So tacky glue doesn't take that long. Let's just go. And of course you can choose, you know, that's the thing about this, you can choose whatever colors you want to do, you know, for yours. It doesn't have to be the colors I used if you have these sets and you're using them. Doesn't have to be. Okay. And I like using the smaller one here for the punch to hole, because then you don't have to worry about the hole being too big for the brad. You know, it won't be sliding around and all of that stuff. So okay. Yeah, see, like when you pop it, I just want to make sure that glue hadn't seeped out and like glued it together, which it didn't. Okay, so I'm gonna put that into the side for now. I'm gonna take this one. Now I left the bottom open so that I can reach in there. Well, and fold the little prongs. It is kind of, you know, there we go. And I'll just kind of press it down to give them a good thing. Okay, and then for that one, what I did, I just took a piece of tape, and it don't have to be that big. It's awful big. So I'm just gonna cut this one in half. Okay. And I'm just gonna tape over the top of that brad. So that, I don't know how well like you can see in there, but I'm just gonna tape over the top of that so that when you go to put something down in there, it's not going to get caught on the brad. Okay. Or if you don't want to use tape, you could take a piece of, you know, copy paper or something like that and just glue it in there. But I'll just use tape. We'll see how that works. And it, you know, it might come undone. I don't know. But we'll see. I'm just gonna stick that one right there for now. Okay. And then all I did was just sealed it up. Just ran a little kind of on that bottom like that, and that was a little much, so and yeah, so like that. Just be careful, you know, when you have your glue seep out, it when it wets your color, it will move it. So all right, so then we got to do the top one. Ooh, string, gotta have that. So I'm just gonna cut off a piece here, and it might be too much, but that's okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually run my string through the hole, or at least this is how I did it. There might be an easier way, a better way. I have no idea. I'm just doing it the way it worked for me. Those worked fine. They're held, so this is just what I did. Okay, so I stuck that through, and then I took my brad and when I stuck it through, I made sure that like the thread was between the prongs, you know, like that. And then I just kind of squeezed them. And actually what I did is I wrapped it underneath the prongs, pulling it, you know, like as tight as I could, right? So you might, when you do stick it through, you know, you want to leave yourself a good little amount. And I just pulled that through. And you could take glue and like, you know, like put you a little spot of glue on there. I didn't do that on those, but I didn't even think about it at the time. And I'm just gonna like snip that little extra piece off. But I think that's held. I don't think it's going anywhere, you know. Okay. And then, you know, you just well, wrap it around like that. Okay, and that's done. Oh, well, actually we're not done, because what we are gonna do is cover up, and I guess you don't have to. I mean, if it doesn't bother you, that shows you don't have to, but I just took this little sticker book and I have these labels, but I don't know. Do I want to use, or could use like just cut a strip of that and use it, or let's see here. What else? Let's see what else we got in here. I like these, but I think they're too wide. Yeah, I would have to trim it down. I don't want to do that. I love the floor. I would probably have to cut that down too. These are just too small. Those could work. Like we could take one of those and cut it in half and just use it as a decorative And then all the rest in here, though, are just the words. Let's see what's in this other one. I have two. Now, this one is from 2020. So that one's, the one I just had is from last year. This one is from the year before, of course. Okay, so let's see what we've got in here. Okay, so we got letters. We got alphas. We got big ones. Okay, these are cute. We could use one of those. And then the same there, and the rest of these are the words. Okay, so let's pick one from here. We'll pick two from here, actually. One for this one, one for the other. Is that two together? It is. Okay, yay. I think I like this one. Now what I did is I just took my blender and I just kind of went around the edges, you know, to kind of get rid of some of like that white edge. Kind of. If you wanted to use glue on there, I didn't use glue on the others. But if you wanted to use glue, you definitely could. And oh, that's not straight. With it going on top of the ink, we might have to go back through and add glue to it, but I am not gonna worry about it for right now. I'm just gonna kind of go through and press it on the other side. Yeah, that's cute, right? Okay. And then I might have pressed my brads too much. You could probably like, yeah. There we go. Ah, that's better. Like that. Okay, so we got 3 done. And we're gonna go ahead and do this one the same way. Okay, and then, yeah, okay. So there we go. We got 4 of those done. What? Those are so adorable. I think I actually kind of like that red with that green. At first I didn't think I was going to like it, but I had already made them and I'd already went through that trouble, and I'm like, I'm just going to use it anyway. So, alrighty, so there we go. There's our little envelopes. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm only going to glue it like in the center part. I'm not going to put glue like to the whole outside. And really the back side of this, you didn't even really need to, you know, I guess spray, but it's a shame to cover that up. It's so pretty. All right, so I'm just going to go like here. I'm not going to go too far to the outside. Just make sure that there's plenty of glue there, right? And here we go. So we're just gonna stick it down. All right, so here's this. Right. So we kind of have that maybe like that. You know what? That's what we're going to go with. I'm just going to stick it down because if I don't, I'll sit here and procrastinate on it forever. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to take my little distressing tool and I'm just going to do the same that I did on that one. Just going to that's a lot of layers on there. Oh man. So then the thing is okay, what do we want to do on top of that? Do we want to have I need to go through these. I got so many piled up in this one. I think we may do something like that and then have like some red ribbon and stuff like that. I think that might be what we do. And then put like a sentiment on there, and I will find one that will kind of fit better our page. But I think that's what we're gonna do. Yeah. So I think that's how we're gonna go with it. Right. Right, kitty? Right, little kitty? Right, little kitty? Where you going? Where you going? Say hi. Say no, I want to get away. Say I want to get away. Yeah. Yeah. You sweet kitty. Just a sweet kitty. Yeah. All right. So we got that. I already kind of know. I got it pictured in my head anyways. We'll see how it works out. But I think before we add anything on there, because I don't want it to get squished or crushed as we're like opening these up and adding things in here. So I think we're going to go through and add things in here first. Do that. Okay. So let me see here. Yeah, those are not, but those could fit down in there. That'd be cute, right? Let me tell you, I was actually, because I really love these two. These are, I think, two of my favorite ones. And I kind of do want to use them in there. Look at that. Is that not cool? So cool. Okay. And of course, you know me, I love that pattern, right? But you see how it has like this faux, like this old tape, like it's been taped on? Well, I went through and I kind of made my own. Maybe it's a little dark. My first time I've ever done it. Maybe it's, no, see, I think that's gonna be cute. I think that's gonna be perfect, right? That's so cool. Uh-oh. And so I use just clear, like the transparent, not the invisible, the transparent, but I wonder if because you know, like you get the clear transparent and then the invisible, which is not really invisible, but anyways, it has more like of a matte texture. It's not shiny, and I wondered how well that one would work. But anyways, so I did this. Mine has like lines in it, and I don't necessarily think that it needs to have the stroke marks. But because all I did was I just took my alcohol ink on my little felt thingy here, and I just kind of, you know, smudged it on. And no, I did not come up with this idea. I had actually seen, and they're not all like that. And I just used I used alcohol ink, and I used it in the sepia, the Tim Holtz alcohol ink. See, these ones look, and of course they all look really dark on here, but when you peel them off, they're not as dark, you know. So like these are not as streaky. I don't know, maybe I had more solution in that. I don't know, because I just used that, and then because this stuff, you have to be quick, because like it dries super fast, right? Because it's, you know, alcohol. But anyways, so I got those, and I think we might need to use those as a part of either, you know, attaching some things in here, little fold outs and things like that. So we may end up doing some things like this. Could be cute, like say, okay, you put it in here. Okay, well, it's a little big, but you could like score it and have it folded, or either trim it off, whichever, and have it like a little flip out. Oh, that would be really pretty. I like that. And I actually have 2 packs of these, and like, so I have plenty to use, right? Like, and then we have the bigger ones as well that we could either cut down or however we want to do it. I think that's what we're gonna do. Now, with the tape though, on this, I don't know how well that's gonna stick. So we may end up having to put like some collage medium or something like that on there. So let me just get some things together, and we might like just go through and do that for each one, kind of have it like a repetitive type thing, like so each one has a little flip out here. And so I already know I want these 2. Okay, let's just do that right quick. Okay, so we've got these picked out, and so now what we gotta do is go through and stick them in where we want them. Could decal these, that would be cute. That way we could add that decal throughout. Here, I don't need the whole thing open, do I? No. Ew, I don't know if you can see exactly everything that I'm doing though. Yeah, you should be able to see that pretty good, maybe. All right, so we're just gonna go in, and I'm just gonna trim off. Where did I make that mark? Right there. That mark was actually like right on, I think, 3/8. So I'm just gonna take this one. I'm gonna use the 1/4 inch side. Okay, so let me just do a couple at a time, maybe. Okie doke. So we got that inked up. And so now we're going to go through and we're going to cut out some of these labels. Or some of these little, this little thing here. The last thing we did was went through and we trimmed down these little cards here. This is from the pockets and pocket cards or pockets and something. Anyways, let me see here. What is it called? Yeah, pocket cards. So that's what the back of the packaging looks like. So you get all of those. That's showing front and back. But anyway, so we got that. So we just trimmed off little bits right here, right? So, but we're going to keep these because we can use these as little embellishments throughout our little book here. And we're going to take these, okay, and we're actually going to make these into little flip outs or flips, right? And I went through and I cut out this little tab die here. I used that one. It's from this right here. I believe this one's called Specimen. So I just used that. Went through, I cut out 5 of them for each of our little cards because we're going to do one in each part of our album. So now, I want this one, I think, here. And I want the little tab on here. So I want to figure out where I want that. I actually think I'm going to glue it. Well, I'm not going to glue it. I'm going to put tape, I think. Because I'm lazy. I should use the tape, right? Alright, so let's go. I'm just gonna, oh, you know what though? No, I'm not. I'm gonna use glue because I don't know what it is about this craft paper and that tape. It, to me, does not work very well together. So, let me clean my bit of my glue off. And we'll just use glue because why not? It's, you know. Okay. And we're going to use our faux tape. Let me pull that in. Okay, so we're just going to use some of our faux tape. Well, it's real tape, but like faux vintage tape, I guess what you could say. And I'm just going to pull a piece, right? And maybe mine's a little dark, but that's okay. And I don't know how well this is going to stick, actually, to, I'm pretty sure it'll stick very well to this paper, to the card itself, but I don't know how well it's going to stick to the card with all this ink on there, even though I know there's a little bit of ink on that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just take my collage medium, okay, and I'm just going to kind of run a little bit of that on there. Okay. And I'm just going to smooth it with my finger a little bit. And then, let me move this out of the way. Sorry if you hear my printer, it's like going nuts, right? Okay, so, and then I'm just gonna line this up in here, kind of like how I want it. And if it doesn't go all the way to the edge of that, you know what, it's okay. It doesn't have to. And it's not, I didn't really get it top and bottom, and that's okay too. So I'm just gonna press that down. Okay. And and make sure that that is stuck. Now, I know with that being wet, it is going to kind of move that green ink underneath. And, you know, that's okay. Look, let me get... Okay. I'm just going to kind of smooth that out. But I want to make sure that that tape is going to stay down. And I don't know how well it would have just stuck, you know, with it being opened and closed like that, how well that would do. So that's what we're going with right there, guys. So it looks just like it's just like, you know, we just taped it on in there, made a little something. Okay, so now let's just go through and we're going to do that with all of these. You know, so cute. Okay, we're gonna cut some things from this one. I want to cut this little envelope, go through and maybe use some of the little stamps and these type things. So let's do that. This one, and I think we're gonna make a little window. I think we're gonna cut 5 of these. And we're going to kind of do like we just did with this last, because, you know, we've kind of got, okay, so we've got all 5 folders. We've got all of the papers. Then we're going to do, or then we've got all 5 of the, you know, we've got 5 little pieces here. So, in the front and the back are the same with the little pieces. So then I think, yeah, that's what we're going to do. We're going to make little tuck spots on the back sides of these. And this little envelope will fit in perfect on a little tuck spot. Yeah, and so we'll do 5 of those, and why not? And do we want to do, I think we're going to do the window in all of them. Okay. I got my cream colored paper here, right? And we should get at least 2 out of each sheet. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna set these to the side for just a second. I need to clean off my space. I'm getting a little bit messy. It's okay. We'll work, then we'll clean it up afterwards. Okay. I'm just gonna cut these in half. So we're gonna go, because this is 8.5 by 11, so we're gonna go to 5.5. And I'm just gonna cut all 3 of them at one time, because why not? I'm actually, since I got all 6, I'm just gonna go ahead and cut 6, and we can keep the other one, and we'll put it with our other little things, and we can do something else with all of that. Because we still have like this little file folder that we didn't use, so we can keep all of these little bits and things together and use those. Oh, and you know, I almost forgot. I've about forgotten these. they're just over here. Because we did make our little specimen thingies that we need to use. Oh, okay, so you know what I think we might do with these? Oh, I think we're gonna take some of our little die cuts that we have, like with the leaves and stuff that we're gonna do on the front. And I think that we can put like we might do vellum or like an acetate in there. And then have like some of the holly and things like that. And then we can do a little label here showing or stamping or whatever we want on those. And we may only end up using 3, or either I will have to cut another one because I only did 4. So I may end up cutting another one. I mean, sort of kind of our theme of the, because everything we've used has got some type of the floral, you know, with the poinsettias and the holly and the mistletoe, right? Yeah. I like that, so I think that's what we'll do. Okay, so let me go ahead and cut out the envelopes, and I will be back. We've got our little envelopes cut, and I did the windows, and some of my windows are very crooked because I didn't use like the what you call it, sticky grid, and it's okay, it's fine, it doesn't really bother me. So what I did is we're gonna keep these as well because we can go through and we can use these for, you know, labels, right? So all I'm doing is just going through and folding these in. And now I don't know that I'm gonna spray these. I might ink them up a little bit, but I think I'm gonna leave them pretty plain, or like they are, I think. You know, not everything doesn't have to be inked, you know, like, or, you know, spray inked or whatever, but I don't know. We'll see how it looks in there. This might be a little too stark for me. I don't know. I was thinking we could use, you know, like, because these will fit in there.
That would have been so cool if we made it like a Hot Wheels track all around my house. Look at this tree.
You know, or, I mean, it doesn't have to be that one exactly. This one would be pretty, because look at that. Oh, that would be so pretty. And then it says Christmas Carol. Isn't that pretty? I think I like that. So I think that's what we're going to do. I want to use this one for sure. And then I'll have to just go through and pick the others, because depending on what kind of element that I want to peek through. So we'll do that. But I'm going to put that one on top because I do want to use it. Because I like it. Okay, so let's go through, I guess, and ink this one. Let's see. And we need to figure out what we need to use for our little. Are we gonna make like a little pocket and make a tuck, or? But they will fit. Perfect. Okay. Okay, so we're back with all of these cut out, inked up, and now I've already attached 4 of them, but I'm gonna do 2 on camera with you. So Now these go a certain way, like this is gonna be your top because this point needs to come to those. So we're just gonna attach these. So all I did was took a little glue, put it on that end, put some on that end. It doesn't take a whole lot. And then run a bit here, and then just a bit on this edge here. Look at that. And yeah. And then the same thing with this one. Forgot to ink that side, so we'll go back through and ink that. Like that. And I tried to alternate the windows, you know, like have some that are at the bottom and then some that are at the top. And also I just went through with the little labels that came, you know, like out. We're gonna use those, or we can use those. So I just inked around those as well. With this one, that fits nicely, right? That's so cute. Okay, so this one's gonna like a top. I think what I'm gonna do, because we have all this extra card, right? We have all these bits left over, and I'm gonna throw it away. So I think I'm gonna go through and stamp on that, and then die cut some of those little postage stamps and things like that, and we're gonna use those to attach onto our little envelopes as well. All right, so we're back with our little envelopes, and I went ahead and I did these, and I stamped, and so like I'll show you what I used if I can find it here. Okay, so for the stamps, I used this collection here, which is called Stamp Collector. It's CMS 338, and I just went through and picked out, you know, some of the ones that I liked and stamped those. And then I took this set here with the envelope, the one we just did, this one right here. Okay, and I took these three and this oval one, and I cut those shapes out and just made, like, I stamped, let's see here, let me show you. It's like I just kind of went crazy and just stamps, like I got so many. So I mean, we can hand cut these, and if we want to, you don't have to use the things, but I mean, I just went through and used all that scrap and then an extra sheet scraps that I had left over and stamped those. And I just went through and cut out some you know, that I had. And then well, not some that I had, some that I just did. Okay, so I saved one of the envelopes because we're only going to actually be using 5 in the book, but I said I'm going to go ahead and do one here. So this is what I did. I took it and I went ahead and I put the cards in there, right? So just the ones I did, and I put 2 on each one, and then I just trimmed off, kind of offset them. And they might not even be cut out perfectly, but you know, that's okay. And then that's what I did. Like that. So I don't have a card in this one yet, but that's okay. So I'm gonna stick this red one here, and I think I may do it like that. All right, and so I just took my glue, my window's not very straight on this one, but that's okay, because I didn't like measure it out to make sure that it was right on, right? And so I think I'm gonna do that one at the top. So really, all I need is like this corner piece right here like that. And then I'm just gonna trim off what I got here. Like that. And off the top. Like that. And then I just went back through, took my blending tool and inked that to make it look like that's how it needs to be. Love that, so pretty. Yeah. Now what we gotta do is put them in here. So these are gonna go, I think, on this back side here. It's a little tuck. We're in a little tuck. So here's the thing. Okay, so do we want to do a pocket? Do we want to do just like a cut apart piece, or we could do like, we have these left over. We could take,
put your hands up.
These.
Hands behind your back. You're going to jail.
And make that, because we could always trim that down and make those a little band that tucks in. We could add stuff to that. us out some, didn't it?
Alright, so that's it for this video. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. You can subscribe to my channel if you're not, and click that notification bell so you will be notified whenever I do upload a video. And thanks for watching.